Hey everybody, got another build here for you. This is the X-7 version 3. Been a lot of changes for this for version 3. Let's see, starting with the neck, it got the flat heel treatment, the way that just about everything's getting the flat heel treatment nowadays. And let's see, what else did it get? It got the swing bar. This one used to be twin V bars. The filtertron used to be at the neck position, and it got moved up to the bridge. What it was that this filtertron is, as you can see, it's quite tall, and pretty much it would only fit about to here and still have string clearance. What it was that this was basically the limiting factor for setting the neck brake angle, and so I set it up for the bridge. You couldn't really even get it into the neck position. The way it's set right now, which is more or less optimal for the bridge, you can go maybe to the middle position, because I was thinking of mounting a piece of steel sheet metal here, and then having this thing just stick on magnetically, and then you can slide it around. I saw that on a guitar in the boutique guitar show. They had a guitar that would do that. I thought it was pretty slick. So, and in the past when I've been testing different pickup configurations, that would be kind of ideal, because then you can switch it around on the fly to whatever you want. But like I said, this thing alone, the way it's set up right now, it will only go about this far before you get too close to the strings. So this one's just set up for the bridge and no moving around. So yeah, the filtertron got moved from the neck to the bridge. It got a depth pickguard added to the guitar. It didn't have one before. It's got a new type of bridge, the archtop acoustic bridge got replaced with this new type of bridge that I came up with. This is fully floating. Both the block floats and the individual saddles on the block float as well. Come here, saddle, move. There you go. Yeah, see, they move. So this way you can and obviously the screws still work as well. And this way you get roller. There's like very little drag because it goes through the hole in the back. The screws have been removed and the strings go through the holes. And you can adjust the saddle height individually. This one I haven't yet to adjust the saddles. All I did was set the intonation from 1 and 6 to determine where the block ought to be, more or less, so that I could then position the pickup. So yeah, it's got this new type of bridge, and I tested it out first on just a single string to make sure it would work, and it works just fine. So it got that. On the tuners, it used to have the ultra lightweight type banjo style tuners, and I replaced that with a set of gold locking tuners that I pulled off of something with a headstock. And it does increase the weight slightly, but it puts it on the correct end of the guitar, so the thing actually is every bit, if not more, ergonomic than before. And because it's got the swing arm, it no longer has the jack here. The jack was moved down to the tail position, like it is on all the rest of the guitars with the swing arm. And once again, it's just plumbed along and spiked down occasionally with a nail as needed in order to keep things nice and neat. And there's the thumb screw. Yeah, the thumb screw was made out of a piece of the second bar. This is the original. This would have been the leg bar originally, and it turned into the swinging bar, and the strap lock was attached to it. And that's the original strap lock position at the back for this. The body was actually had to be routed for these tuners, and so I went ahead and hand routed it, just freehand, and And I also, and then I came in with the hand wipe-on clear coat to match the rest of the finish on the guitar. You can see here one of the tuners is kind of out of alignment compared to the rest, and that's because the original hole spacing on this thing was off slightly. So, but that's okay. It's close enough, I guess. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. This actually was an experimental build at first. And this time around it does have this new experimental bridge, which works. But this is the first time I've actually done a, watch out kittens, first time I've done a full build that uses the bridge. So, but yeah, it worked out just fine. Then let's see, I believe that's it for the modifications. The depth pickguard is new. And yeah, that covers all the mods. Obviously, when I cut down the heel on this thing, I had to refinish that portion of the neck as well. So I've had to do that on all these ones where I cut down the heel. All the heels and basically any place where you take off material. Some of them, the necks were thicker than 20 millimeters, and I would end up planing on some of them. I planed almost the whole length of the neck in order to bring it into spec. But any place where wood was where material was removed had to be refinished to match. And so far I've been doing pretty good on getting everything to match up again. Here on this one, I believe, let's see, this might be one that I'm not sure if this is one that, no, actually, yeah, only the heel, very heel portion of this had to be refinished on this, because I remember looking at the video for the previous version, trying to figure out which version this was, and it still had that mark on that, on the neck there. So yeah, the top portion of the neck didn't get planed or anything on this particular guitar. But yeah, so that pretty much covers it for the X-7 version 3, and this is going to be more or less it for a tail tuner type thing. It's got the swing bar, and it's got the flat heel and the 20 millimeter neck and the triangle trapezoid profile, depth pick guard, bridge mounted pickup. This one's a filtertron instead of a humbucker, instead of a quad rail. But and this actually is probably going to be a little bit better than a roller TOM because of the fact that you have individual saddle height adjustment on it. So that's kind of nice. And locking tail tuners down here so that it makes restrings easier, and the excess weight actually sort of works in your favor as far as like the balance of the whole thing. The less the neck weighs in general, I'm discovering, the better, because then you can swing the guitar around that much easier, which makes the whole thing just more easy to manipulate. And let me think, is there anything else about this? I think that's about it. The pickguard itself is actually some of that purple stuff, some of that purple mother of toilet seat or whatever you call it, and that was cut to size, and then a small block of just 3/4 ply, because it just happened to be the correct thickness, was used for the little pillar here or post that it mounts on. And then once it was glued together to the post, the guard was glued to the post, then the whole thing was squirted black on all sides, and then it was installed. So, but it turned out pretty nice. Yeah, it would have been nice if I could have done a piece of sheet metal down here, and then been able to slide around the pickup and have it just stick on magnetically. That would have been pretty slick, but guess that's going to have to wait for another build. And this should get me all caught up on what I've been doing since I got back to building guitars. This here. Get this out of the way. Yeah. This thing here, this is the reason why I've been kind of goofing off when it comes to building guitars, is that I got a new gaming rig, and so I spent too much time getting caught up on my computer gaming. So yeah, but now I'm like, you know, caught up on my gaming, and so now it's back to building guitars again. So because that way I have something more than just a save game file to show for my time. So that's going to do it for this one, and I think the next video is going to be episode 9 of the RoboTuner build, because since I started documenting that build, I suppose I ought to continue documenting it now that I got the parts, and I'm going to continue the build. So yeah, until episode 9 of the RoboTuner, everybody, I'm pan back for a shot here. Until the next one, everybody, have a good one.